Hey everybody, this is the latest installment of my vlog, and I wanted to give an update of what I've been up to this last week, where I've skated, what I've been up to doing during training, and basically give you a rundown of that. And then also to add to it, I want to unveil what charity I'm going to give to for my skate across the US. So let's get started. So first of all, I've been skating around the park, and I've also added on a backpack, and I put 30 pounds in my backpack and I skated around the park and I did 12 miles with it. The next day I felt okay, and then I did some workouts and I was feeling a little bit on edge. So that means some nerve pain in my back. Since I have a bit of a bulging disc in my lower back, I have to play it safe. But I continued to do some more miles on another day, which was Saturday. I skated all the way to Wildwood from St. Louis City past Wildwood. So I did about 35 miles on my skates down a really busy street. So I kind of found that the route getting out of the city of St. Louis is pretty cumbersome. And there's a lot of cars, there's a lot of dangerous stuff going on, so I'm going to be taking a different route when I do leave, just to make it a little easier in the beginning. When I got to Wildwood, the streets were nicely paved and they even had a bike lane, so I skated these big hills with no problem because I had plenty of space, and the cars started to dwindle. Not as many not as much traffic on those small roads. Then I got to a point where I hit rumble pads. The rumble bars are installed in all of Missouri, and I heard this from another skater, and she said that it's pretty much impossible to skate these since there's no shoulder and then there's a rumble strip, and that you cannot roll over it. So I found out the hard way, and I started down a street, didn't realize it had rumble strips, and it turned into a rumble strip barama, and I fell off into a small ditch. So I was okay because I had my helmet on, and also it was grassy in the ditch. Then I had my friend come pick me up after my 35-mile skate, so that was a luxury that I'm not going to be able to afford when I'm crossing Missouri and when I'm crossing the larger US. So I took away a lot of things from the skate, and one of them being that I'm going to have to change my route. I'm going to have to stick with roads that have somewhat of a shoulder and do not have rumble strips, which might be very hard once I get further down. The saying is that, and the word is that a lot of Route 66 is actually just bike trails, and that's why it is very bikeable, but the actual roads that you're going to be going down are non-existent as far as having room for bikes and stuff like that. So I'm going to be up against some pretty tight situations, and I've prepared. So I want to get into like my preparation there. I have a backpack that I'm bringing, which I use for backpacking across Europe and Asia. It's kind of a suitcase style, so it's probably not as tight to my body and form-fitting as your camping backpacks, but I really like it, and it has 35 liters worth of space inside. I'm going to have on some very flashy lights, some LED emergency lights on the back, and I'm going to have a very bright spotlight blinking floodlight. I also bought some gear so that I could do a hammock, so I'll be hanging from the trees for when I sleep. I also got some gear to be able to heat up some water and to cook noodles or whatever I want to cook. Make some easy meals that'll give me a lot of carbs for the next day. So I have a little attachment that goes onto the top of a propane tank. So I'm kind of amassing a lot of this gear in preparation so that I can be ready to do any kind of camping that I'll need to do if I get stuck out somewhere, and that has to be, that is necessary. I also bought a water bladder so that I'll be able to drink water continuously on my trip. I've got that holds 2 liters, and then I have a water bottle, and I'm probably gonna have even more water than that. I found that I ran through my 27-ounce water bottle twice on my 35-mile trip easily. I was very thirsty. I did stop and have lunch, but The trip took me about 4 hours, 4.5 hours, and I went 35 miles. I didn't have my pack with me, so I was traveling really light, and I did have a lot of obstacles in the way. Since much of Manchester, Route 66 going through St. Louis City, Manchester Road does not have any sidewalks, does not have any shoulder, so it's actually kind of a very big hazard for any people on wheels that are not in a motor vehicle. So, so thanks a lot, and happy skating. I hope everybody takes a look at that link that I put on the bottom. Hit subscribe to get more updates. I also bought a power bank so that I can do a lot more videos as I'm traveling. Try to upload them on my Metro PCS data plan. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'll definitely record things as I go on my trip. And the trip across Missouri will be going from April 22nd to about April 28th. So I'm going to try my best to get across the state in 6 days. Alright, later guys.
Take it easy.